Good evening, viewers of Voice of Canada. We welcome all of you to our brand new episode of Voice of Canada, hosted by Asphandiar Wadiwalla. Our today's co-host is Cindy Young.
Pleasure meeting you.
And we have a very dynamic guest today, Councillor Sameera Ali from Milton. She is a person who has done wonders here in our Canadian politics, Canadian way of life, because she's a hard-working young lady in her life, a wife, and a pure Canadian citizen from Pakistan origin. Am I right?
Yes.
So welcome to our show, Sameera. And will you just introduce yourself briefly, and then we'll start with the questions.
Thank you so much, SPG, for having me on your wonderful show. I've been watching your show. You invite a lot of dynamic people on your show, and I always admire how you promote people who have tried their best to give back to the community.
Definitely.
And I'm really honored to be here with you today. And so as you asked me to introduce myself, like you said, I have been serving the town of Milton as a local councillor for the past 4 years. It's been the honor of my life. Besides being a wife, I'm also a mom of 4 young children who I'm raising with my husband, Usman, for the past 8 years in Milton. My eldest, actually, you'll be surprised to know, SPG, he just joined university this year.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Oh, amazing.
Mashallah, nobody can say, you have got a university going.
Well, I will say surprised because you and I go way back.
Way back. Yeah.
We know each
We have
other.
done interviews and everything together and had a wonderful, wonderful knowing Sameera.
Yes, thank you so much, SPG. So, kids grow fast, and as fast as my kids are growing, let me bring it back to the town of Milton, which I've been representing. The town of Milton is also growing very, very fast. And so as we grow fast, our challenges grow too, and we've worked hard to kind of bridge those gaps. But it's been the honor of my life to serve Milton, and I continue to do that, and I hope to continue to do that.
Definitely. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. And so I'm Sydney Young, and I'm the co-host for VOC tonight. And we welcome you to our show and to our local bodies election series, which we are recording these days to give a fair chance in our TV show for candidates to fully express their views and what they plan to do in their new term of office. So if you could please inform our viewers of VOC, what are your achievements during your first term of office as a regional councillor for our great town of Milton in Halton Region?
Thank you so much for that question. It gives me an opportunity to kind of share my record because I believe truly that an incumbent runs on their record.
True.
That is something I'm also proud of very much, and that's why I decided to put my name on the ballot again. So one of the things I'm really proud of achieving for our town is to get a motion to the table where I propose that the town of Milton introduces slow down signs throughout the town of Milton for free for the residents to just pick one up during summer and spring months where the speeding is the most highest. And then they can just put one on their lawn, and then it stops and alerts the drivers to slow down because kids are playing in the area.
It actually makes a difference.
It does, eh? Yeah. So that had never been done before. That was the first thing I got done for the community.
Amazing.
Secondly, there was a very local issue. As you know, municipal politics is grassroots. So one of the most local issue was that the previous council had approved a 6-story medical office building in the middle of a park right behind my house. And so with a bunch of my neighbors, we got together, protested against it. And once I got elected, I worked with the staff and the developer to stop that project. Instead, it will be a daycare center, which will be rightly attached to a school in the location. So that is also something I'm very proud of achieving, locally at the grassroots level.
Lovely.
And now if you talk about the more broad spectrum, I'm very passionate about social services, SPG.
Definitely. I'm well aware of your services you have given to our community. And I always say, we are truly proud of you, Sameera.
Thank you,
You have to go a long way.
Yes.
You remember my words, how many years ago I told you when we had done an interview together in one other TV channel.
Yes, I remember it was 8 years ago, and I was there with my husband back then.
True.
And I remember your words, Sameera, if you keep giving back to the community and volunteering like you're doing, you will one day go very far. I remember those words.
Those are great words of wisdom.
I saw a spark in you from day one. This is the lady who has got substance in her. She's well disciplined in her life. and she can really do very well in our Canadian politics. Because I know you don't play the card of community, you act as a pure Canadian, which is utmost necessary for us. And I tell all my guests, we are Canadians first, and then after the rest follows in our life.
Agreed. And what is the definition of a true Canadian? I would say Canada is run by volunteers. The whole spirit of being a Canadian is giving back.
That's right.
You know, and that's something I've tried to embrace myself. Not only that, to teach my kids to do that, to be community volunteers in whatever they're passionate about. It doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be forced. But whatever your passion is, volunteer. I would say that to the audience watching. I know, SPG, you volunteer a lot.
I did a lot.
Yes.
Now I'm getting old and about to step down.
Oh, so not true.
But having said that, SPG, even currently you are volunteering. You're volunteering your time and effort to uplift people like
the
myself.
Community, to for guests everywhere.
I thank you for that. Thank you for that volunteer work and for inspiring people like myself.
Sameera, inform our viewers of Voice of Canada, which is at most necessary. You hold some degrees, and that degrees is helping you to really give back to our communities and serving Canada and the town of Milton.
Thank you. So as for my education background, I have a master's degree in international relations with a minor in political science.
Beautiful.
And so that is how I started my, education background. And on top of that, I have a 2-year French language diploma from Alliance Française.
Wow.
And then
back home or from here?
From back home, Karachi.
Back home, Karachi. I went to that place.
Yes.
Near Freya Hall.
Yes, absolutely.
So I was also there.
Yeah, it's near Teen Talwar, I guess. Yeah.
Now it's Teen Talwar.
Yes.
And now even they have got a very nice executive restaurant too.
Yes, absolutely. So while I was doing a master's in the evening, I would go there and do my diploma.
Wow.
That was for 2 years. In tandem with my master's degree. And then when I came to Canada, I also did a French language translation certification from the University of Toronto. So that is my education background.
That is helping you a lot here in Canada.
Absolutely, because my background, as you can say, this degrees also translates into a communication degree. And everything we do on council is communications.
Communications.
You know, it's about reading the agenda.
Yeah.
It's about being able to convince your colleagues to vote in favor of the project that is most important to your ward. And so all of these things are helping me achieve the things that I hope to achieve.
Oh, it's amazing. Hard worker, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
As we've also noticed, you're a proud resident of the town of Milton for 8 years.
8 years, yes.
Out of which the last 4 years you resided in your own Ward 4 of Milton, which is easy to manage for you and your ward residents. So if you could tell our viewers what made you decide that you left your lucrative private sector job with all the perks and you joined the public serving job of the regional councillor, which is a non-party third tier of our government setup and is a corporation under a province of Ontario.
Thank you. That's a wonderful question. First of all, I've been living in this ward that I represent for the last 8 years.
Wow.
So not 4 years. 4 years I've been a councillor. So for the past 4 years as a local councillor, which is a part-time job in Milton, I've actually for the first year continued my professional job alongside the council job. But after first year, I realized it was a lot of work on my plate with my kids and my full-time job. So I actually stepped away from my professional career.
But you had a liking of serving the people and in political field.
It took me a year to realize, what it entailed.
Yes.
It entailed being available 24/7.
All the time.
Coming up to events where people invite you to promote them, to support them. And then, of course, in the weekends is when people have time to reach out to their counselor to complain about perhaps a neighborly issue or a parking ticket they received in error. And so even my weekends were totally booked. And so after 1 year, I realized that, I'll have to step away from my personal career and just focus myself.
It's all that balance,
100%.
right?
Yes.
Getting that balance in life. Yeah. This is so important.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
So Councillor Sameera, as we see, you work truly very hard in your current last term of office due to COVID-19 and nearly 2 years of lockdown in our province that we've all gone through. What all projects are still pending from your first term? And do you plan to achieve in your second term? What are some of the projects you plan to achieve there when you're new to office?
Thank you so much. Thank you for that wonderful question. You know, as anybody who is involved in the government knows, that 4 years is when you plant the seeds. When
it's not sufficient
right.
to complete the projects.
Absolutely.
Projects takes time
Yes.
to mature and to execute.
So one of the things I'm very passionate about is diversity and inclusion. For the first time in Milton's history, this was included in our official plan. Our official plan, which by the way was last updated in 1992, it's outdated. The Town of Milton Council is now trying to update it. For the first time, I was the one who asked them to include diversity and inclusion. So whatever things we do in the future should be looked at through a diversity lens. You know, are we missing out something? Is there a voice that is missing from the table? Let's include
Everyone
that person.
Has to have that voice.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's a seed I planted, but I really would like to work more to see it come to fruition. Yes. And secondly, I'm very passionate about getting more parks in my ward. There are some green spaces that are slated in the pipeline to come, but I'm working with staff to have amenities in there that the community wants. Things like cricket pitches with floodlights for night cricket, squash courts, something that the community in my ward wants. So I'm working with staff to deliver that, but I need to have more terms so that I can deliver it finally to the community who wants these amenities, who are the taxpayers.
Taxpayers, actually,
Yes. So there's many more things that are in the pipeline that I've worked hard to kind of plant those seeds. I would love to, have the honor to be reelected to deliver those things to my community.
So what you are offering in this new term, will you tell us what are the new prospectus or the agenda you have brought for your wards? And you must be hearing from the door knocking what the people want. As town of Milton is growing very fast, demographics have changed, widely changed, and now we have got many immigrant communities visible over there.
Yes, absolutely. So I just spoke about diversity and inclusion. One of the things that needs to happen is to see true, valid representation on council. The council should look like the demographics of Milton, what the reality of Milton is. First of all, that change needs to happen. And secondly, as I'm running to be the regional counselor for the same ward I've represented as the local counselor, one thing I'm really passionate about is seeing finally a university come to Milton. We've always been hearing about
the Laurier University coming to Milton.
100%. So I'm very passionate about making sure I keep advocating for that because, as you know, funding is allocated through the region of Halton, but the province provides that funding. So at the regional level, I hope to be a stronger advocate for that funding. And the third thing I'm really passionate about to see happen in our community is to have intermunicipality transit. We currently don't have a bus that goes from Milton to Oakville, let's say, or Burlington, let's say, or even from Milton to Brampton, which is so easily possible through the Steeles Road.
It would make life a lot easier for a lot of
people.
But now I was recently seen a Milton regional bus at our Lisgar GO station. It is coming for a very short time, but I was happy that finally we are seeing the transit of Milton because Zoom comes regularly every hour to Mississauga and simultaneously and Milton is a landlocked town.
Yes. So are you talking about the GO bus?
I'm talking about GO station. It comes to the Lisgar GO. It has just started. Not very recently. But you all must have a solid transit. Because people can get to move about. They don't feel landlocked.
100%.
People are moving a lot more now. So having that transportation would absolutely be huge for people.
It is. And as I mentioned before, we have a younger population, which is in majority now. What happens is that these young people need to find work out of Milton. They need to go to university. Like my own son goes to the university. We actually have to drop him off to a 401 dropping spot where that's where he takes the GO bus from. Wouldn't it be great if he could just take a bus to the...
But you have a base of GO over there. The trains starts from Milton only and comes to Mississauga.
But there is very little frequency. If you miss one bus, that's it. You missed your morning class. So that needs to change, something I hope to achieve at the regional level. And truly, it needs to happen for us as soon as possible because getting more connectivity through transit is also good for the environment.
Definitely.
When people
For sure.
take the buses,
So when
there's so many cars that are off the road, and cars are the reason we get so much greenhouse gas emissions.
But we are glad that town of Milton is well connected to our King's Highway 401.
Okay.
Yes.
Very well connected. And people, they move about. Milton people is a young population, vibrant population. And now we see a huge Muslim community in Milton. That is a very, very promising sign that you all are doing very well. Rather, I tell my friends from Mississauga, have an example of Milton, how united they are, how well versed they are, what all they are doing together. They are not just want to sit for power hungry. They are working hard. And our Sameera is the first Muslim councillor from Halton region. Am I right?
Thank you. Yes, that is true. First female Muslim.
First female Muslim,
The first Muslim is Councillor Zishan.
Yeah, that I know. I'm aware. I already
Yes.
congratulated him.
Yes.
He was here with us last week. And I sent a message through him also. Okay, please tell Sameera to contact me.
Yes.
I left 2-3 messages and she's so busy. Otherwise, she used to always call me promptly.
So true.
But
So true.
maybe due to elections, door knocking and other family matters, she's busy.
He's a little busy.
Well, I'm here,
Yeah.
so I think you can forgive me now.
No, it was not a question of forgiving anything. I've seen you from a very young age.
True.
When you came, you started your life. Then your children were totally infants.
Yes, they were babies.
They were babies rather.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Regional Councillor Sameera Ali, thank you once again so much for all of your insights. What is your second term manifesto or agenda to further achieve for your Ward 4 residents and for the people in the town of Milton and our province of Ontario? So if you could please just outline
Yes.
those briefly for us.
Yes, for sure. I already mentioned regional transit, so that's on top of the list. One thing I'm also passionate about is getting more jobs for Miltonians. What is happening in Milton, if you drive down, you will see that we have residential after residential subdivision. We, I feel, have enough residential growth. Our next growth phase should be employment-based.
Employment-based.
So all the land parcels that we open up in the future should have office spaces and should attract businesses to come into Milton. So people who live in Milton, that we have done a good job of bringing to Milton, building those houses, should be able to work there as well.
So you should have a very strong slogan with your new term. Milton is open for
For business.
Yes.
Like
Been
our
growing.
Premier of Ontario
Like-
says,
Yes.
that Ontario is open for business.
That's right.
Bring more business, bring more international companies that will create employment.
Absolutely.
And the people of
For
Milton don't have to go out for looking
So
work.
true.
They are very much near the house only, and they can grow their family very well.
One of the reasons why I say that, SPG, you're 100% correct, is because Milton is also one of the most highest educated population.
True.
You
Oh,
just
yeah.
mentioned that we
True.
have a very
Young and educated
educated-
population.
Yes.
yes.
And that
So-
makes a
Growing
great difference.
families.
Yes, it is a big asset we have,
Mhm.
a big edge we have, because all of our own population will be able to accommodate in our employment lands. And
Absolutely. You got
and
the
so
human resources now.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so what will happen is that our local economy will stay in our local economy.
Definitely,
Absolutely.
You know what I
definitely.
mean? So I think that is the way to move forward. That is something I'm very passionate to do as the regional councillor for my ward. Many other things are on the line. I mentioned social services. So social service come under the region of Halton.
Yes.
I have volunteered a lot with the Women's Center of Halton.
Mhm.
And so I have seen firsthand that in the last 2 years during the pandemic, abuse against women has tripled.
Oh my God,
It
that
has
has
tripled.
It's been a
worsened.
real problem.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you won't believe, only in Mississauga there were 14 or 15 women killed
Yes.
during pandemic
Yes.
due to various domestic issues and other factors involved, which should be stopped here in Canada.
Yes.
We
Yeah, a lot of
cannot
people suffering.
afford such ugly incidences happening in Canada. We are a broad-based, educated country, open-minded. We don't interfere into any cultures, any faith. We have got 40 faiths
Yeah.
in Canada and 192 nationalities. So we are the largest multicultural, diversified country in the world, plus a proud G7,
Mhm.
G20 nation,
Yes.
and a strong member of Commonwealth.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful to know all those things. But, domestic violence, as I told you, is
It's your
tripled.
home.
Yeah. And with my background in this field, I feel like I can make a difference, at the table.
True.
Because
Absolutely.
currently Milton has 4 regional councillors at the region of Halton and the mayor. All of them are male. And they are qualified. And,
So amazing.
I feel like having one woman there will make a difference.
You are there very much.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
can manage those 4 even, overcome.
It's important to have the woman voice as well.
Yes,
That's
because,
very important.
honestly, it carries a lot of weight and
For
value.
sure it does.
Right? And I think it's an onus upon myself to people like myself, women who are in politics, and it is incumbent upon us to be that voice for people
You
who
bring
are
a whole other
voiceless.
voice.
And you are a
Yes.
fair person. That's what we have seen in you. You have been very, very fair in your dealings and everything. You just don't play a particular card in your life. You work as a Canadian.
Absolutely.
And
you
that
have
is
to-
the best thing happening in you and
Thank
for
you.
your success.
Thank you. You have to work hard and let the work speak for itself.
Absolutely.
That's what I believe in. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Sameera, I wish you all the best
Thank you.
for your next term. And I'm very sure, I would say 99% sure you will win as our councillor from Milton.
Yeah.
And we promise you after your winning your new fresh term, you'll be coming again so we can
Thank you.
congratulate you.
Thank you.
You can let us know what we can do as a media,
Thank you.
as long-time friends for you.
Yes, absolutely.
And how we can support your community,
Aw.
your projects.
Thank you.
And do remember us whenever you need to call us. We'll be there at the back and call.
Thank you so much, SPG. You having me here is amazing for me to be able to share my platform with your audience. One thing I will just say that my website is sameeraali.com. I have listed all the things I've been able to achieve for my community there. I believe an incumbent runs on their record. I am proud of my record. I hope you will like it too. Advanced polling days are October 15th and 16th. If you live around the Milton Hospital, the Velodrome, or St. Francis Xavier School or Sobeys, you are in Ward 4 and you're able to vote for me. Come on out. All you need is a piece of ID. Hopefully, I can count on your support. Thank you.
Definitely. We wish you all the best once again from our team of Voice of Canada, which is produced by Awaz TV Entertainment. And you're always welcome in our show as and when you need to come. Just pick up the phone and let us know. And do your best serving the communities. That is the main thing you are giving back. And the people are really a great support for you. Because, I'm a person who doesn't see colored doors. I have supported the rightful people as
True.
Canadians.
True.
You know me that
Yes,
way.
I do.
Yeah, I have never neglected. I'm not a fanatic politician like many are.
Yes.
Because they go crazy about the doors and the parties and all. No, I tell everybody, we are Canadians first. We have to serve Canada, and we are here in the best country of the world
Yes.
and give a very good example to our children, and our future generation.
Thank you.
After our short break, we have another fantastic counselor from the city of Markham. She is none other than Amanda Collucci. She has been to our show earlier also, and she's again here back with us because she has put her foot down again to serve the people of Markham, not only, but she's serving whole of Ontario. She's a very dynamic person who is a multitasking counselor, and I always say to our viewers that she's the counselor who also sings. Yeah, she sings in Mandarin every year when we go for the Chinese New Year's mayor's dinner.
Nice.
So they are very talented.
Right.
Plus, at the same time, she is a great chef. She's the mother of 2 kids and a very dynamic hubby.
Nice.
They are all happy serving Canada. And she's
That was
basically
neat.
from Hong Kong. So with that note, we will be joining by Councillor Amanda, and we'll be signing off with Councillor Sameera Ali from Milton. All the very best. Thank you for coming, accepting our invitation,
Thank you, SPG.
and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And
so
thank you
Wishing
for
you
your
all the
time.
best.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Good evening, viewers of Voice of Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to welcome our viewers once again in our weekly talk show, which has really gone very popular all over the world, not only here in Canada. And currently, we have got many interviews of our 3rd tier of government councillors and school board trustees election, which is scheduled for Monday, the October 24th. We have a very, very dynamic councillor who has worked really hard in the city of Markham, the great city, as I call and say, one and only Amanda Collucci. Some months ago, she was here with us for a detailed interview, but our today's thrust will be what she has achieved during her 2 terms and what she is bringing in a plate for the 3rd term. As she's a popular person and she has become really, really high in demand because she worked very, very hard during our recent lockdowns of pandemic COVID-19. And during that period, she has worked so hard that everybody knows her work, and she has given back to the community. And she's a highly talented counselor who also sings in Mandarin. So
Cantonese,
Cantonese, English, and she manages a family of two children and a husband, a great supportive husband. And only yesterday I saw her picture with her son, and I could not imagine.
Yeah, I know.
I'd seen him as a young boy, school-going boy, but now he's taller than you.
That's right.
His genes are on Chris.
Yeah.
Am I right?
That's right.
And
Very
your children
tall.
are dynamic.
Yeah.
So this the coming year, when we celebrate the Chinese New Year together, definitely I hope your children will be attending the dinner, and I would love to say hello to them.
Absolutely, that would be wonderful. And hello, everyone. And first of all, thank you so much, Aspy, and also
Kavita Metha, our co-host.
Yes.
My apologies.
Welcome.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much for inviting me to this show and talk about all the things that I have done in the past 8 years for 2 terms, and also what I'm planning to do in the upcoming term as well. So again, my name is Amanda Collucci. I'm a Ward 6 councillor at City of Markham. I was the first Chinese female ever elected on council in 2014.
That's a news for our viewers.
That's right. And then, in 2018, our mayor, Frank Scarpitti, also appointed me as the chair of budget. So I actually become the first Chinese and also the first female become chair of budget in Markham as well. And I think very likely that all of York region, I'm also the first Chinese being appointed as.
Everything is first for Amanda Collucci.
I know. So,
and you deserve.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely. And I think that under the leadership of our mayor Frank Scarpitti, we have achieved a lot.
He's a great warship. I would always tell him he's a great mayor. Yeah. We won't find a person like Frank Scarpitti.
I know.
I also know
amazing.
him since last over 12 years. And he has been not only as a mayor, but a wonderful friend too.
Oh, absolutely.
And he has stood by me whenever I needed him.
Absolutely, yeah, that's definitely. And thank you very much for your support of our mayor and also our city of Markham as well.
Always there, I'm an honorary citizen of Markham, as I always say.
Yes, you're welcome to come to Markham anytime you want.
I know. Yeah. That's my real home is Markham.
Yes, absolutely. Your heart is with Markham.
With Markham.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I am Kavita Metha, co-hosting with Wadiwalla. And we have an amazing personality today, Amanda Collucci from the great city of Markham.
Yes. And it is where you live as well.
Yes, I do.
She's a part of Markham.
Yes, oh, exactly.
And
so you're home for me.
Exactly. Yeah.
She's a real dynamic person. She's co-hosting shows since quite a number of months and very successful co-host.
He's an amazing teacher, I have to tell you.
No, I'm not a teacher. I try to give back to our community.
He guides very well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
After our short welcome back, Voice of Canada.
So, as you know, we are conducting this special series of interviews for the election. So every contestant gets a fair chance to express their views.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we welcome the platform to you now to express your views to our Voice of Canada viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much again. And just like I mentioned that earlier, that I'm the first female Chinese actually elected on Markham Council in 2014, and then in 2018 I was also appointed as the first Chinese and also probably in Markham Markham and probably in York region as well, that, as chair of budget. And obviously, under the leadership of our Mayor Frank Scarpitti, we have achieved so much. First and foremost, as the chair of budget, we're able to keep our taxes low, which
True.
is the property taxes low for all of City of Markham residents.
That's a
now,
great
not
thing.
only that we're able to keep our taxes low, but we're also maintaining, and in some cases, that we're actually improving our municipal services as well.
Your standards
So
are very
which is-
high compared to
which-
other municipalities.
That's right, yeah, which is not easy to do, absolutely not easy to do. And at the same time, we are able to also set aside enough money for
Wow.
our infrastructure
Wow.
use in our life cycle reserve for the next 25 years.
Wow.
So that's
wow.
why, yes.
I would say wow
And
to
that's
that.
why every time when you drive in Markham, our roads are all nice and
Well
they're-
carpeted.
Exactly, yeah.
You know?
So there's not a lot of potholes, right?
No.
And then our community centers are really, really well kept and very
And
well
a
maintained.
five-star hotel.
Yeah,
Markham has
five-star
got,
hotel.
You know,
And our
which
parks,
we don't
right?
have a five-star hotel in a city like Mississauga, but
Mhm.
Markham has a beautiful five-star hotel
Yes,
also.
absolutely.
In front of Leto.
That's right,
Theater.
that one, yeah. And
That'll
also,
have everything.
parks as well. So we have lots of really, really beautiful parks, and they're all very, very well kept and very well maintained for our residents' use. So these are just a few examples of what I've done as the chair of budget. And obviously, in the next 4 years, I will continue to keep our taxes low, and we'll continue on to
Great.
this direction. So I think that under the leadership of our Mayor Frank Scarpitti, just like how you're being a mentor as well, that he's also a great mentor of me and helped me to kind of shape this budget and give me the direction and everything. So I think that in the next 4 years, that is the direction that I'm going to continue to grow. Now, not to mention about that, in the past 8 years, I have approved the budget and also championed about 17 new parks.
Wow.
In Ward
wow,
6,
wow.
17 new
17.
parks. That's
so you're
right.
going to
So
make
including
your
in
ward
Ward
into a
6 as
park
well?
city.
just in Ward 6,
I'm
right?
Ward 6.
Yeah, I know, you're Ward 8. But so that is one of the important thing, right? So probably during this pandemic time, a lot of families that they actually acquire pets to keep them company and just have some kind of a mental support as well. So we are going to have a off-leash dog park in Ward 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've
So,
heard of
and
that.
also across City of Markham, that is also another thing that I also champion as well. So in the last 8 years, I have always been a champion for community safety. So when we talk about community safety, it's not just about breaking or anything like that, but it is also about road safety and also school zone safety as well.
Very
So
good.
I also have championed this. I don't know if you can actually see this. Which is called the flexi post, right?
Lovely.
So you see it, yeah. So it's a flexi post, which is around the school zone area to remind people that this area is only 40 kilometers an hour.
Wow.
So
40. That's very good.
basically we piloted with 8 schools, but then we are now expanded to every single school area
The
within
whole and all
for
wards.
all of City of Markham, right? So
Awesome.
these are just a few examples. I mean, if I continue on, then I can actually take up the whole half an hour to talk
Please
about
speak your
everything
heart
that I
out
do.
because you are going to you're fighting an election, and we are very sure. We are 99% sure you'll come back. People love you.
Yeah, well,
Not
thank
only
you.
in Markham, but all over Ontario and Canada. You're a
Oh, wow.
well-known face, and we have
Thank you, thank
always
you.
appreciated all your efforts.
Yeah, thank you
And
so much.
And I'm your fan and your friend
Yeah.
who follows you 365
Oh,
days.
thank you so much.
And
Thank you,
I
thank
know
you.
what you do, what your
Yeah,
family
yeah,
does, how you spend your time,
Right.
what you are giving back to the
Yeah,
communities.
absolutely. Yeah.
So
Thank you
these are
so
the
much.
main things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you very much for all the love and support. And obviously, I love our community, and I wanted to make sure that every single family within City of Markham, not only in Ward 6, have a great place to grow their family, to raise their children, right? So my goal for City of Markham is really to make City of Markham a great place to work, live, and play. And we're a very vibrant city, and we wanted to kind of reflect that, right, for all the infrastructure and everything that we do, full of energy and exactly.
And you have attracted lots of businesses also into Markham.
That's right.
And I hope that you will continue that trend and bring more multi-billion companies into Markham.
Absolutely, yeah. So job creation is also a very important element, to make our city as a great place as well. So, when we talk about, what I wanted to do, continue to do, is to continue to attract more businesses to city of Markham to create more jobs.
More jobs,
so that we can actually live in Markham and work in Markham.
And Markham is already an untouchable city as far as we know. It's a
one
giant,
of the top.
And always, whenever there are any issues or anything, Markham tops.
That's right. That's right.
Every time the suggestions from you all are accepted by the federal government as well as the provincial government, you really...
Yeah. Well, you know what? One of the really, really good thing about City of Markham is that, our council really, really works well with all levels of government, right? So regardless of the political stripe, right? So, at our municipal level, we believe the only way and the best way to provide what is best for our residents is to work with the provincial government and also federal government. So, because we are all independents, right? So we don't have any party line and stuff. And, when we're talking and, working with provincial and federal government, we should not have any party line or whatsoever as well.
So what are the major things you are hearing when you're door knocking? Markham is lacking and Ward 6 is lacking. Can you pinpoint
I can tell you right now that I think for the last 4 years we probably spent majority of our term, like 2.5 years, got locked inside of our home, right? Yeah. So like I mentioned before that during this pandemic time, there's a lot of families they actually acquire pets, so just to kind of help them with their mental and just kind of cheer them up, right? So I think that one of the key thing is there's a lot of residents, not only in Ward 6, require some kind of a off-leash dog park. Okay, so that is as a result. I've been talking and working with the staff for the last 2 years since the pandemic started. Giving them the changing face of the community and let them know how many residents actually wanted that service. So that's why I've been working and fighting hard for the residents. And as a result, we're going to have every single ward will have at least one off-leash dog park, which is a really, really good thing that I've done.
Now the population of pets have also increased considerably.
Exactly. That's right. That's
every
right.
house has a pet.
Exactly. Almost every single home, right?
Single home. Because Markham people, they love pets, wildlife, everything.
Yeah, exactly. So that is one thing that, to answer your question, what I've been hearing, I don't even need to knock on the door at that time, but it's just because, the changing of a lifestyle because of the pandemic. And that's why, we need these type of facilities to kind of now talk about improving services, right? Municipal services. This is one of a really, really good example as that we're able to keep our taxes low, but while we're also improving our municipal services for our residents.
Amanda Collucci, inform our viewers very quickly, what is the progress on operations of York University?
Well, York University right now is underway in terms of construction work, and they're going to open their doors in 2024.
Means that in this new term, you'll be able to open the doors.
Cut the ribbon.
Wow, and we want to see you in the forefront cutting the ribbon with His Worship, Frank Carpety, and other councillors.
Yes, absolutely.
And that will be a real flag, one more flag into your caps.
That's right,
Markham.
And I believe that they're going to accept their first set of students in 2023 as well.
Wow.
So everything is coming along very nicely.
Going very well for Markham.
Everything is going really, really nicely.
Pray to Lord Almighty that we are not stuck up with any disaster or natural calamities like we did for 2 years, but still Markham never stopped. Markham was
Absolutely.
a city who was on the move,
Yes.
helping its people. I saw you
Yeah.
delivering even the food to the people in need.
Right. Yeah,
And during
absolutely.
those hard days,
Yeah.
I don't
It's the
forget,
food
you
bank
lost your
drive.
dear beloved brother too in
Yes,
COVID-19.
I know. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
so
was
I still
really
recall, but
sad,
still,
yeah.
you kept on giving back to the community, working
Mhm.
hard, and you are a real, true Canadian from Hong Kong.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for all the kind words.
So we wish you all the very best.
Yes.
Do your best. You are going to serve Markham
Yes.
and a third tier government from the great city.
Great.
And keep your work going on. Keep going.
Thank you very much. And this municipal election is on October the 14th to the 24th, and people will be able to vote online or in person at most of the community centers, and also at Civic Center as well. So make sure that you exercise your right
Definitely.
and come out to vote, and pick the people that you want to see to be in the office.
So with that note, we are about to finish off with Amanda Collucci, who came here all the way from Markham to say hello to our viewers because it's election time. She doesn't need any more publicity. She's a well-known person, but it is necessary to come and say hello.
That's right. It is always good to say hello.
She's knocking the door to tell the people that she's there for them.
That's right.
Whenever anybody needs any support, not only from Markham, even other cities, she's always open.
Absolutely. I'm here for the people.
For the people. A real Canadian. And we wish you all the very best. Keep doing the hard work. And we will be seeing you soon as the winner and come to congratulate you.
Absolutely. Yeah. After election time, I'll definitely come back as my third term councillor of Ward 6
of dynamic city of Markham.
Yeah.
So with that note, we will be finishing off, signing off from this week's episode with Amanda Collucci, my co-host Kavita Metha, and myself, Asphandiar Wadiwalla. Our show is produced by Awaz TV Entertainment. Keep watching on every Saturday and hope you will be enjoying it. Give us your views, your comments about our show, and we will definitely implement to improve our show further. With that, we say good night, goodbye, God bless Canada.